on the night something happened in Chipping Bumpstead. Chipping Bumpstead is a small and rather insignificant market town somewhere in the west of England. It is the sort of place that might get a brief mention in a motorist's guide. Tucked away in a pleasant rural area, this unassuming little place seems to capture the soul of merry old England. For centuries, nothing ever happened there, nothing, that is, apart from what always happens everywhere, with people being born, people growing up, people marrying and having families, people eating and drinking, people dying, people being people. Nothing ever happened there until one winter's day in 1967, a notice found nailed to the Social Activities Board near the main entrance to the town hall aroused immediate interest among all sections of the town community, especially the old folk. As a matter of fact, the younger folk usually left Chipping Bumpstead for Bristol, Birmingham, or London as soon as at all possible. The notice read, "Is death the end? Come to the town community centre at 8 p.m. on Wednesday and find out." Next day a further notice was attached to the first, and this read, "If you wish to communicate with a loved one, a close relative or dear friend who has passed away, leaving this world of tears and toil, then bring something of great sentimental value relating to that person with you, anything from an old photograph to a diamond ring." Some people, naturally enough, raised their eyebrows at all this, while others treated the whole thing as a joke, hardly a joke in very good taste either. On Wednesday night the hall was packed. As the church clock struck 8, a middle-aged lady dressed in black entered and made for a large chair placed prominently at the front of the hall. Before sitting down, she addressed her audience of several hundred with the following words, as translated from the French by an interpreter who stood at her side. "May I introduce myself? My name is Madame Clarence. I am an ordinary person like everyone else here, but I may differ from you in one particular respect. You see, I was born with a special gift. Of course, God has given each of us a particular gift, whether it be the gift of a beautiful voice to sing with, or clever hands to make things with. Mine happens to be the gift of clairvoyance. Through people like me, we are known as mediums, the dead can communicate with the living, and vice versa. No, death is not the end. How could it be? Have we been placed on this earth for a few brief years simply to die and become nothing? Did the Maker of the universe give us our faculties, our talents, and our ability to love simply that these should be finally discarded like so much rubbish? No, deep in your hearts you know, as I know, that this life is the beginning, not the end." Already the mood had changed. Those giggling girls in the back row had ceased to giggle. Those careless youths who were also at the back of the hall had become quiet and thoughtful. After explaining the general principles of spiritualism, Madame Clarence requested and received a number of articles of the kind specified on the notice. Soon the seance began in earnest. Electricity gave place to the flicker of candlelight. Haunting music emanated from a hidden source. From what he said on a later occasion, it would appear that Sam Pringle, the local radio and television dealer, was still in sufficient command of his critical faculties to note that the lower octaves of the celestial music were subject to the same crackle and buzz that one hears when playing back an overused tape. The music eventually died away, and total silence ensued. But this silence did not remain unbroken for long. "Bertie, Bertie, I am calling you." After 5 shattering seconds, a feeble voice from somewhere in the middle rows responded, "Yes, Aunt Mabel." The voice, recognizably that of an elderly lady, despite its unearthly and eerie quality, continued, "Yes, Bertie, I've been keeping an eye on you." "On me?" the feeble voice rasped. "Yes, Bertie, on you. I'll get straight to the point. Is it a sin to borrow money and never repay it? Is it wrong to borrow anything, even an old book or a cupful of sugar, and never return what is borrowed?" "It most certainly is, Auntie. You mean the £3 I was going to pay back to you?" "And all the other times, Bertie. Repay all your debts to those who are still alive, but to those who are not, there must still be recompense, either in the present life that you call, or in that which is to come." "Auntie, believe me, I tried to send you back the £5. I owed you, but your illness was so sudden and sharp. In any case, I didn't think money mattered much in the next world." "You didn't think money mattered much in the next world? Do you want to wake up in the next life only to be confronted by a queue of ghostly creditors? Everything in the earthly realm has its equivalent in the spiritual, money included. Oh, Auntie, if ever I had a chance of repaying that £10, you have that chance," Auntie Mabel boomed. "For Madame Clarence not only has the power of transforming sounds and messages between your world and mine, she can also transfer earthly money into an otherworldly bank account." "You mean all I did do is hand the money over to Madame Clarence, and she'll see to the rest?" "Yes, my child, that is exactly what I mean, and you can pay your debts to anyone else over here while you're about it." Good," stammered Bertie. Will a cheque do?" At this point, Aunt Mabel's voice, which had hitherto maintained a composed and serene, unearthly quality, turned strangely human, almost savage. "Where I come from, the terms are strictly cash